the rabbit hole goes. Hey, what's up, Eddie? Eddie, you there? What the fuck? He was there. I don't know. Um, Maybe he's having internet connections. I don't know. So here we go. There
Hey,
you are. What's up, man?
hey, give me 1 second.
Yeah. So welcome to the stream, Mr. Eddie. Hey, by the way, if you can hear me, I did get your private messages. I'm good with that, bro. I got you. No worries.
Awesome, thanks, man. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sweet. I got these like air or ear pod imitations from the dollar store, and man, they're the best purchase I've made in quite some time. But please pardon me for being tardy, sir. I hope that wasn't too much of an inconvenience. But I appreciate the invite. And yeah, it's good to reconnect and offline too. The other day, it's good chat.
Yeah, man. I started shit talking, dude, because I was like, we confirmed where the fuck is Addy. So but good. I'm glad you made it. Yeah. You so for those that may not be familiar with you, bro, let's go over some stuff. I came across your work. I think it was when you were covering the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, and you were right there, dude, in the thick of it. You were there in person, reporting, doing boots on the ground shit, and that's when you and I became acquainted. And that was a that was a wild time, man. It seems like many years ago now at this point, but um, all the Epstein shit is popping up again. We were getting told that Epstein files were getting dropped, and then we got binders full of by binders given out to pro Zionist right wing influencers, which should have been a red flag right there. Um, that we weren't going to get any real shit. Then we find out that one of those individuals that got those binders was Mike Cernovich, who was an attorney in an Epstein related case. That should have been a red flag. We weren't going to get any shit. And then when the backlash happened, we heard Pam Bondi say that, oh, the FBI is going to send truckloads of Epstein files and we're going to get them out to you. I thought it was all bullshit, but maybe I got a little carried on. Remind people a little bit about your work, my man, and what are your thoughts on this whole fiasco regarding the Epstein files?
Yeah. Hopefully you can't hear that truck, but yeah, I mean, journalist, reporter, covered, best coverage of the Maxwell trial, as you mentioned. That was end of 21, and covered East Palestine. Covered. I was like, might have been the first independent reporter there. There was like one local news station that was there like 10 days prior. I know. What else did I cover? Oh, and then I did Brazil as well, which was definitely an adventure. That was the election. That was in 22. Palestine was in 23, and then yeah, you mentioned the Maxwell trial in 21, and then in 2020 I was doing. I mean, I did election stuff in 22 as well. I covered the Georgia primary, but in 2020, doing primarily election stuff, but more generally, intelligence. That's probably the one theme that is recurrent through everything that I cover is intelligence agencies and the craft of intelligence and all those facets and trying to understand it and break it down simply for people because I do feel it's very overlooked, especially given how disproportionate of an influence intelligence agencies have in our lives. But yeah, that said, I was kind of with you, man. I didn't, I don't, I mean, I don't think anything's gonna come of it of this stuff. I I don't know. I mean, I honestly did this, man, because I like and respect you. I just I've been largely checked out for a while. Uh, just doing stuff that I have more direct control over. So I don't know. That's where I'm at. But
No
yeah,
worries,
again,
bro.
sorry I'm late, man. So I really apologize for that. I was hanging out with my brother, not like digitally hanging out with him because I don't really see my family that much. But then I lost track of time. So
No
pardon me
worries,
for that.
bro. You're good, bros. I mean, and no worries if you haven't caught up to the latest stuff. You still, I'm sure, have some old Epstein reports, probably, in the back of your mind. I was just talking about Brock.
I was gonna mention that too. Sorry, before I let you go again.
Yeah.
I had podcast called the Epstein files, and that kind of got wiped from YouTube with my channel. But I just find it interesting how that term, the Epstein files, is now so colloquial. It's like in the vernacular, and it wasn't before, and like nobody really knows that about my podcast. But anyways, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. If Do you remember any connection with Epstein regarding a Brock Pierce?
Yeah.
Before you came on, I started talking about him. What do you remember? Back when you were digging into it.
You might have to jog me. Sorry.
Brock Pierce is that child actor. He's now in his 40s. He's a crypto billionaire, and he was also invited onto uh, Jeff Epstein's Mind Shift event on Little St. James, and he was one of many of these high level people, quote unquote, that were at that event.
Doesn't ring a bell for me, unfortunately.
No problem. Yeah, I was just saying that I started going down that rabbit hole this morning. I was like, God damn, this Jeff Epstein, the tentacles are just everywhere, man. You see this guy connected to him. You see this guy connected to him, and everyone's tied in, man. One of the things that I said before you came on was how it's ridiculous for me when I see people excited that Trump is releasing these Epstein files, because it's essentially the fox guarding the hen house, bro. It's this guy, Trump. I mentioned at the very beginning that I went to the East Coast in Florida during Hurricane Milton, and prior to coming back home, I said I want to go visit Mar-a-Lago and Jeff Epstein's old pad. I want to physically drive the distance between the two houses. It's within walking fucking distance from each other, man. I'm not saying it's like 1 block away. It's probably a 20-minute walk if you walk from Mar-a-Lago to Epstein's old house. A 20-minute walk. I'm not saying a 20-minute drive, a 20-minute bike ride, a 20-minute fucking walk from Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And these guys were friends for all these goddamn years. And so when I hear shit that, oh yeah, we're gonna get the Epstein file, it's a fucking sham. And one of the things, early on when I got involved in this down this Epstein rabbit hole, was it would bother me how many people were not talking about Trump and Epstein's connection. Everyone was talking about Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton, and rightfully so. But it seemed like if you said Trump, oh no, we can't go there. It was like he was the holy grail, and don't even think about going there. But I think people are now starting to wake up and realizing that Trump himself is a shady ass character, man. And I covered Attorney General Pam Bondi. I mean, last time around he had William Barr. William Barr's dad is connected to his Dalton, Jeff Epstein's Dalton school hiring.
Yeah.
And how crazy is it that William Barr and Steve fucking Bannon both visited Jeff Epstein in prison? How the fuck isn't that weird to everyone that these two top level individuals are having secret meetings with Jeff Epstein in prison? Super weird shit. Like, you don't even hear about this. This is like movie, like movie script things if you really think about it. What the hell is the attorney general? What the hell is the former presidential campaign manager doing visiting this prolific pedophile? You know what I'm saying? And Pam Bondi, I don't know what you know about her, but she's from the Tallahassee area, and I covered at the very beginning how she
Oh,
helped Donald Trump cover the Trump University scam for $25,000. And then you fast forward to today, and she's the attorney general in charge of the goddamn Epstein files.
I don't
It's
know anything about that. What's the Trump University then?
So Trump University was essentially a certified scam. Trump settled the lawsuit for $25 million, and
Okay.
in the Trump University scam, he was offering quote unquote like college courses, and you had to pay like 30 G's for tuition. And in the courses, you learned about real estate shit that any realtor can teach you, shit that I could teach you. I did real estate for 12 years. Nothing fancy, nothing secret about it. And as part of your course, at the end of after completing the course, you got a picture with Donald Trump. What people weren't told was that this picture with Donald Trump involved a cardboard life-size cutout. So you can imagine people that paid 30 G's, thinking they're going to get a picture with Donald Trump. We're like, the fuck is this? A cardboard cutout? And so they sued, and it became a giant fiasco in New York. And New York started investigating the Trump University scam out here in Florida. Pam Bondi was AG out here from the Tallahassee area, and she made the Trump University scam go away. Trump donated $25,000 to her campaign, and the Trump University got swept under the rug. And I posit that it wasn't just 25K. That was probably a promise. Once he becomes president, I'm going to make your ass attorney general. And this is where Pam Bondi is today, and she's the one in charge of releasing Epstein files.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about that case, but it's somewhat unsurprising. Although, I mean, I haven't. Is that's pretty? You're certain that's true? You're pretty certain?
Dude, that is 100%
Yeah.
fact. Just put in Trump University. That's all
No,
you
I
got to
got
put in, and you'll
checking.
have
Yeah,
millions
that's
and millions of
unsurprising.
articles.
I never heard anything
I'll pull it
about
up right
that, but
now.
the Epstein connection. No, I believe you, man. I'm definitely not doing that. Promise you, I'm not doing that. I believe you, but yeah, I mean, I just know with the Epstein case with Trump, I did look into that. With Katie Johnson or Kate Johnson, I I don't know that it looked fake to me. That was kind of my conclusion. It was kind of like one of these fake Me Too things. Have you looked into that one or?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and part of it that makes me wonder how much of it was true was due to the attorney that was representing her. She was one of these high profile. However, bro, when you listen to her YouTube, her face is covered up, it's blurred out, but you hear her talking. She sounds legit, and she apparently dropped the pursuing the case because of death threats. Now people have no problem talking about the Clinton body count, but you start talking about the Trump body count and people are like, oh no, we can't go there. I don't know, man. I mean, Jeff Epstein did allegedly die under the Trump administration, and that highly suspicious death was never investigated. Bill Barr promised a full-on investigation that never came through. So, I don't know, man. I think trying to laugh at some sort of a Trump University, or I'm sorry, Trump body count isn't. I mean, I don't think it's far fetched at all. Now, check this out. All you got to do is put in Trump University settlement, and look at all this shit that comes up. Federal
No,
court approves $25 million Trump University settlement. Uh, Trump University, a look at an enduring educational scandal. Judge finalizes $25 million settlement for victims of Donald Trump University. So there's tons and tons of shit, man. In case anyone else, uh, was wondering if that there was legitimacy to that. But this is why I became skeptical about Donald Trump before he even became president the first time. Because how the hell are we going to have this president with a Ponzi scheme under his belt? It was banana. But now that I look at the presidency all these years later, I'm like, oh, anyone, if you know the right people, you got the right connections, anyone could be a fucking president. We had Bill Clinton, even through the Mena, Arkansas drug running and all that bullshit that was going on. He became fucking president. All these fucking scumbags can't have an opportunity to become presidents. It's freaking bananas, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty crazy. Hey, I wanted to ask about the first guy you mentioned. Why were you asking me about him? Or I can't remember his name, but I was just curious why you brought him up.
Let me
Or something,
see.
or what's the significance?
It was Brock Pierce. Brock Pierce. He so Ian Carroll was on Joe Rogan a few days ago, and he was talking about 9/11 and Mossad being involved. He brought up Epstein and Mossad involvement there. And so, are you familiar with Ian Carroll?
Yeah, yeah. He kind of pops up on my timeline no matter what I seem to do.
That's
Kind of
what I
like
was talking about before you came.
uh,
Before you
motherfucker.
came on, I was talking about how I feel he's one of these controlled opposition types. They're allowed a longer leash to say certain things
Mm,
that make you feel, oh man, these guys are dropping truth bombs, these guys are doing this, but they've got other agendas, man. And one of those things
he
that he
out of
failed to
red
mention was,
he checks off. For sure.
say that
Which
again.
I have this kind of checklist, and I mean I don't really care because as far as I can tell, it works. I mean, I created this system for basically, um, pardon me, it's basically a heuristic or a system for determining whether a figure within the independent media is organic or not. And I'm not really going to share what that is, but mostly because I don't think anyone would believe me, but I don't really care because it works most of the time. And I was just saying he checks a lot of those boxes for, yeah, this guy's, what do you call astroturf, right? Not organic, inorganic, controlled op, longer leash as you say. But I kind of have stopped trying to discuss it with people, a lot of this stuff, because um, it just frustrates me, and it puts me in a poor mood because I just have better things to do with my time, and I just feel like I'm wasting it when I'm doing that, especially my energy. And I don't know. I still don't know what the best way to really go forward is if you understand a lot of this stuff, but you can't convince anybody. I'd rather just make money, to be honest. And I know I I don't know. I just gotta put a lot on the line and got basically nothing back in terms of the independent media stuff. So um, when you take a look at that financially speaking, and when you take a look at what I achieved, which is basically incomparable for somebody in my age, there's literally nobody else you can compare me to. Objectively speaking, I know people will probably be offended that I said that, and I don't really care though because it's a fact. And then you see these other people who, like you mentioned, they got this longer leash, and some of them don't even leave their basements unless it's to like go on another podcast, right? And they seemingly are always on our timelines and always get those bigger or even the biggest show spots. Like Rogan's the biggest media show of all time, and a lot of people who are way more deserving of that in the independent media than Mr. Mustache, man. So yeah, I'm familiar with him. Um, but like I said, I'm not checked out, but I temper my interest and investment for my own emotional and mental well-being's sake.
I got you, man. No worries. Yeah. Um, when I first started seeing Ian Carroll, the red flags were already there. Like this dude's come out of nowhere. He's and I mentioned this at the very beginning too. He's in 2 years, he's gone from not knowing shit about these
Heard
rabbit
of,
holes.
unheard of, basically.
Yeah, unheard of. And now he's made it to the big stage. He made it to the big dance. Elon Musk retweeted him, and now he's on the Rogan podcast. How you can't do this shit, man? And this is why the red flags are there. I made a tweet the other day where Ian Carroll was talking about David McGowan's book, Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon, but he said strange scenes in Laurel Canyon, like completely butchering David McGowan's book. You claim to be this guy that knows all this shit, and you're so well versed, and you can't even get the name of the book right. You butcher it intentionally. And the point of my tweet was how Joe Rogan does this every time that book is brought up. Joe Rogan refuses to say the word David McGowan. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is, but something is going on where he's scared to say the word David fucking McGowan. David McGowan. What's that?
I don't know.
That?
Like it's almost exemplary of like a meta culture that has sprung up within the literary quote unquote circles of indie media. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of books in popular mainstream culture that many people claim to have read but really have not read. And you're seeing that phenomenon, not the book itself, but in this case, the Laurel Canyon book, within conspiracy book media, which I find kind of interesting. You know, it's like that. You've seen that same sociological phenomenon of, oh yeah, I read that, but it's like, really, did you read it, or did you just, want people to think you read it and you don't even know the name of the freaking book? It's
Yeah.
very interesting. It shows how far within culture, independent journalism and research has come, and yeah, it's pretty fascinating. But like it kind of you got to see the whole overarching thing. Since really the primaries, especially, a lot of people, a lot of younger um, people with target markets to younger males have seemingly popped out of nowhere in many spaces. You've seen a proliferation of military veterans, special operator veterans, all of a sudden become very interested in making YouTube channels, which are just recruitment operations, basically. But all this stuff is related. So,
Yeah, man. I'm with you on that. That people will claim, they want to be the next big researcher, and they just speak out of their asses. There's one particular person, I will not say her name, but she goes around doing a lot of Laurel Canyon stuff, and regarding David McGowan. And I heard her on a show, and she butchered his website. How the fuck can you claim to respect David McGowan and his work when you can't even get his website right? Center for an Informed America.com. I mean, to me, that, like, for people that know, you're a fucking idiot. Why are you acting like you know this person's work and you're a fan? And the only reason she is now only doing that is because she got called out because she was trying to act like she knew about Laurel Canyon and she was the one doing the hippie culture, and people were like, wait a minute, that's not your fucking work. That's David McGowan's work. And the thing about David McGowan, he's been dead for a decade now. So it's not like he can defend himself. You know what I'm saying? And so people trying to steal another person that's been deceased now for 10 years, you're trying to steal their fucking work. It's disrespectful and dishonest, man. It's fucking, it's
Yeah,
pathetic, man. You
and
got to
I
give props to where you're getting your work from.
yeah, specifically within the subgenre of child trafficking, and funnily enough, I believe the video is still on YouTube. It's on New Scotland Yard Detective John Wedger's channel. And I asked him, I've been meaning to actually cut the clip up. I've just been so busy recently. I asked him about a time in the future where at people would become interested in covering child trafficking for the sake of grifting. And we are definitely there and have been there for a while. And I just thought it's very interesting because this has happened before with things I've kind of seen coming, but with this one, there's a video clip of it. I want to say it came out in March of 21, but if I have the energy, I'll clip it up tonight. I'm sure John wouldn't care about that, but you see that with this Rosen guy, this Jew, this fat Jew who covers. He does these. They're like basically just copycats of the Chris Hansen show, To Catch a Predator, and you see him make all this fame and money. I'm sure he's making a lot of money off this, and it's like, why why can he do that, but John Wedger can't, and other people who are like OGs, so to speak, if we're talking young people terms, they
John
cannot.
Wedger's kind of sketchy himself, though.
Um,
'Cause I know that from
what do you
dealing with the
compare?
whole Shaun Atwood bullshit. John Wedger would make a lot of appearance on Atwood show, and that whole group is sketchy as shit, man.
Oh, I mean, I'm cool with Sean. I mean, I don't have any problem with him. What I and
Bro,
I'm
you want to talk about grifters? Sean is probably one of the biggest motherfucking grifters in the whole media. And you said you have a good bullshit detector. Come on now.
what do you mean by grifting, or what do you mean with Sean?
Raising $5,000 for a prostitute guest that he had on his show.
Oh, that's yeah. I remember.
Yeah, that exactly that, brother. This
Um,
is let's talk about that because
look,
I
man,
never I
don't
never
blame
understood how people could have Sean's back when they know about this shit, bro. And you know about Daddygate.
exactly. That's I can't really. It's hard to pay that back. He's never done me personally wrong, and I think his heart is in the right place. But he's a male, and like men just are stupid
Nah.
around women a lot of times. And what I'll tell you, my beef with Sean is, I won't even say who this is because give me one sec, sorry.
Take a big old swig, brother.
Yeah, in a little horse here, but I won't say who it is because it gives him free advertising, right? But he has him on his show, and I don't understand why. And it seems like to your point, I mean, you could call it grifting, but I understand Shaun Atwood as somebody who is motivated by um I mean his frame of reference is a background in business and bottom line making money. Now, I'm not like if he was doing it unethically or illegally, he obviously would be getting in trouble for that. But I mean,
Oh, and
some
he did, bro. That's the thing. You didn't follow all the deep research that I did. I talked to the landlord that he was renting this the apartment to. I talked to his cameraman, bro, in one of the most epic live streams of all time. Um, and so
how did I
this is
miss
what
it? What was this?
so his cameraman is James Esposito. I call him Esposito. And I interviewed him and I grilled him on Daddygate because his cameraman was his secondhand man. That's his buddy. You know, they're always together doing shows. And towards the end, bro, some dude walks into the room, physically snatches the fucking phone from the cameraman and says, "Brother, who are you?" In a live stream, I've got hundreds of people in the live stream, and they started accusing me of being counterintelligence and all this fucking bullshit. It was epic, crazy shit. And a short time later, I lost my YouTube channel, and Shaun was behind it. Shaun later did a YouTube stream that now has way over 20,000 views, where he was celebrating that he got me removed off of YouTube. So that's why I'm pushing super hard, man. He's a fucking scumbag. People know about Daddygate. People know about all these things, and they still support him. Like, oh no, Shaun's a good guy.
James,
No, he's not. He's a fucking scumbag. What's that?
James is not his cameraman anymore, or why did he talk to you? I didn't even know that you knew him. I didn't know any of this. When was this, by the way?
Oh, let me pull it up here. It was a few years ago for sure.
Oh,
I even made a short of it.
this was
It's
after. Wasn't her name Callie or something?
yeah, Callie Diamond was
So it was
the
still part of that whole
prostitute
episode.
hoe. Yeah, yeah, and
Oh, that was like
his
5 years ago.
yeah, it was a while ago. Let's see, camera.
Um,
Oh man,
I don't know what I mean. No, like I personally like. Why does nobody have a problem with the prostitute like acting that way? I guess is my.
they dude. She's hiding to this day. No one knows where she's at anymore. So the prostitute
I didn't
got shunned,
actually.
and Shaun Atwood continues with his show. So she's
Um,
nowhere to be found, bro.
well, I mean, I'm talking about when it happened, which I think is much more relevant. She was
She
being
got
look like a victim and be a victim, and I'm not sure if I
not with
completely.
me, bro. You didn't follow any of my content. I made her out to
You
be
did it like
as the
later. I'm talking about when it happened. It was very much framed as Shaun was taking advantage of a woman, and I mean, at the end of the day, she's a whore. So I didn't really agree with that. Um, and also at the end of the day, like Shauna has a big reach, and he has helped me out, and he will do a favor for me if I ask. So I'm not really interested in talking bad about him.
But see that kind of makes you a hypocrite to an extent, bro, because you said you don't
Why? Because
like
hung out with a prostitute once on camera. Like,
it's
what is?
it goes more than that. It's because of this, because you said, and I fought, dude, I feel you. Like, you often call out people that are doing shit for shine, and trying to get, you know, for money purposes and stuff like that. You saying Shaun is a good dude when I'm telling you, and you could, dude, I did years of work on this shit. That's what made me come out of nowhere, was exposing his ass. That's what, and then when I got canceled, I had to rebirth myself, bro. It fucking sucked. When you start getting a little following and then you get canceled and lose it all, I felt like throwing the towel, you know, and saying, fuck this shit. And so that's when I was like,
So
you know what?
I want to know what James said though, because I haven't really heard any
I
gotcha
can
moment.
give you the podcast for
I
the
mean,
when I
can you just
interviewed.
like 30 seconds, like what the gotcha moment was? Because like
Yeah,
maybe
because
they
they made a
suggest
video. So
literal. I don't think is there are more important. There are bigger fish to fry, like the children thing and people
yeah,
getting kicked. I think is more important than that. There's
yeah,
just a lot more important stuff going on, and
there is, but you're kind of glossing over everything, my man, and that's the issue right there. This is a lot of the people that defend Shaun Atwood. They do exactly what you're doing. You're
I'm
tossing
being
over.
honest with you, Weezy. I just told you he's a useful ally, and this is not like none of these people are my friends. I've never even met you in person, and like my reach is much bigger than yours. So I'm not really sure where you're going with this.
I don't even give a fuck about reach, bro. Who watches your shit these days, bro?
I don't post, dude. I don't really care,
Who
but like
watches your shit these days? Fuck out of here, motherfucker. You want to talk shit? Fucking pussy ass. He defends Shaun. Oh, Shaun is this. Shaun, Shaun is my friend. I'm trying to fucking tell the stupid motherfucker that he's doing this. He won't let me fucking finish because I called him a hypocrite. He likes to call out all these motherfucking people on Twitter. Oh, you're this. He loves to talk shit about women. Fuck you. I got a much bigger reach than you. Bitch, when the fuck did I even say I had a big reach? I always talk about how grateful I am for the reach that I do have. And you think you're going to come on my fucking show and disrespect me? Fuck you. Fuck you and your big ass reach, bitch. Look at this big ass reach. Stupid ass motherfucker. Man, I ain't going to take getting disrespected. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but you ain't going to disrespect me, little bitch. Abandon Dunez would fucking knock you out too, you fucking bitch. So Addy likes to get reamed in the ass by Shaun Atwood. What I wanted to show was this. This is what happened when I spoke with Shaun Atwood's cameraman. I made a meme out of it. So the audio recording is from the actual podcast. We had hundreds of live stream viewers at the time. And at one point, I asked the cameraman, see, Addy asked me what was the gotcha moment. Oh, hell yeah, bro. What was the gotcha moment? And I was going to show him this clip. 1 second, Twister. Hold up. Let me play this fucking clip real quick.
I just got done telling you that you make viral.
When Uncle Terrence was there and started mentioning the whole deal about...
Hello, brother. Who are you?
Who are you?
Because all the excuses you are giving about not giving your name.
Who the fuck
is
are
rubbish.
you? Wait a minute. Who the fuck are you?
Don't swear at me.
Who the fuck are you, motherfucker?
Everybody
Who the fuck are you?
Because this brother
Name
here
yourself,
is
or I'm gonna
working
hang up on your bitch ass right now.
Counterintelligence.
Name yourself right now, bitch. Name yourself right now,
brother.
bitch.
You
Name yourself right now,
stupid.
bitch.
You
Name
and the
your
other
fucking
one
self.
that will not.
1, 2.
Everybody listen to the pseudo.
Get the fuck out of here.
The fuck out of here.
So that's hilarious. I was going to show Addy that clip, and that clip just played out without me playing that clip within Addy. That motherfucking kid loves to shit talk the Whitney Webbs, the Ryan Dawsons, everyone else, which it's fine, do it. But then you're fucking doing the same fucking shit by running cover for Shaun Atwood. You're a fucking hypocrite, and that's what started pissing him off. Now, if you are just now listening to me, I don't fucking play those games, bro. And then you try to say, oh, I got a big old reach. I got a big motherfucker. No one pays attention to your ass right now, motherfucker. I'm a lot smaller than you, and I got a more audience than your dumbass bitch. And that's probably what he's mad about. Fuck you.
Reach these.
You're going to disrespect me on my motherfucking show. I'll invite you on my show, but I ain't going to take no motherfucking disrespect. I don't give a fuck if your reach is a millionfold bigger than me. I don't give a fuck. And people just saw that right now. I didn't give a single fucking fuck. What's up, Twisted?
Yeah. What's up? You can hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
All right. Because I'm no good at tech. Hey, I saw this coming. When you were talking, I saw it slowly creeping. I said, oh, Weezy's about to have a viral clip right now. I saw it coming, but he showed up late. That's rule number one. He fucked up.
That was rude, bro. That was rude. I forgave it. And like I said at the very beginning, I was already like, you know what? I may have to remove his ass from the fucking thumbnail because this is me, bro. I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna treat you the way you treat me. You disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect your ass back. Now, I told him this morning, are we still on for 5 o'clock? He confirmed. Then he just fucking lackadaisical comes on fucking 10, 15, 20 minutes late. All right, motherfucker, I'll let you on. And then he's just like, oh, yawning. I'm not really in it. And so that was already pissing me. I'm like, he was acting like he wasn't even engaged. I'm like, then what the fuck are you doing here, bro? I have the show. I fucking rock this Epstein shit by myself. I don't need your ass. But I still let him say his fucking piece. And then he fucking tries to talk down on me. Fuck you, bro. Sorry ass motherfucker.
You guys were conversating. I felt like you were the researcher. Like you were telling us information, and I'm like, what's this guy talking about? He's just like, oh, never heard of that. Oh, well, she's a whore. And the whore thing is like, okay, so that's how people explain away Epstein or Dershowitz. They're just whores. So who cares? You know what I mean? And you exposing Shaun Atwood is really important because he's like a little Ian Carroll type. So it's really important that you expose those types, you know? So, Atwood goes after everybody except Trump when it comes to Epstein. Maybe he has, but I've never seen it. And then this dude right here, he tried to big league you. And I was literally wondering who he was. I thought he was the Matthew North guy initially. So he's saying that
and see, if I wanted to, if I was really fiending for views and shit, I'll change the fucking title right now and be like, oh, Weezy clowns fucking Addy and start clipping it. I'm not even going to do that. If other people want to do it, if you want to do it, by all means. I ain't going to do that because I don't give a fuck, bro. It's just me being real. And that's as real as you can get. You're going to try to fucking come on my show and try to disrespect me? Fuck you. I ain't going to have that. I don't give a fuck who you are, bro. I don't care if you fucking got millions of views or whatever followers. I don't give a fuck, bro. That don't mean shit to me. What matters is, are you going to talk to me like a man? Are we going to have respect? But you're going to come on the show late and then you're going to act like you don't give a fuck. Oh, really? Who the fuck is Brooke Pierce? Fucking idiot, bro. It was stupid of me. And you know what? Now that I'm talking shit about that motherfucker, he makes fun of me that he has a lot bigger reach than me.
Trying to big league.
When have I bragged about my fucking reach? I never have. I'm always thanking the little audience that I have, man. I've never give a fuck about it. But you want to hear something hilarious? Now that this motherfucker has gone off, he has begged me to do the UFC fight nights.
Oh.
And I've said, fuck you. You're annoying. I don't want you on the UFC fight nights. He can't watch it with us. He can't hang with the homies. Because he's like, oh, he's got the elbow on a crucifix. Oh my gosh. He tries to act like he's a fucking MMA actual reporter. Get the fuck, just be yourself, man. Enjoy the fights. But he has begged me. He has kissed my ass. So he just made fun of my small little reach. And he begs me to do the UFC fight nights? Yeah, bitch. Keep talking shit about your reach, bitch. I got a bigger audience that listens to my shit more than you do right now, motherfucker. And that hurt him even worse. He's got no fucking audience. He just tried to play stupid. Oh, well, I've checked out because of moral for my mental health. Bitch, this ain't for you then, motherfucking pussy.
Damn.
Sorry, man.
Oh, good on you, man. I saw it kind of coming. And I swear, man, when you were talking, I kept thinking, what's the purpose of normally you have somebody on and they're teaching you, you're like, but you were teaching him. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this?
I was kind of getting fed up with that. I'm like, then why did you do the fucking show? I was thinking it. I didn't say it. I wanted to be respectful. But the honest truth was, when I was asking him, hey, tell me a little bit about this, I'm trying to help his ass along, trying to make him look good because he was coming off as a fucking idiot and a dumbass. So I'm trying to fucking help him by saying, hey, tell me about this, bro. I'm trying to throw him some softballs. I don't really care anymore. I'm playing video games. That's why I came on late. Like, come on, man. Like,
I thought he was doing siding, man. I was like, he's on the construction site. Hey, so the purpose.
He did ask me not to talk about his certain personal things, and I'm gonna keep my word. So, Addy, if you're listening, I ain't gonna be a pussy and talk about the shit that you and I talked about privately.
What was
I'm gonna show you that I'm a real fucking man. So when even though this is for Addy, hold up, my man. This is for Addy in case he's listening. I ain't gonna share any private shit you shared with me. I'm gonna be a fucking man. The only reason I fucking kicked your ass out was because you started disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? You started disrespecting me by coming in late. You started disrespecting me by acting like a fucking idiot that was uninterested. And then you got pissed because I called you to your fucking face a hypocrite for your stance on Shaun Atwood. So, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I ain't going to bring up the other shit you told me. And we'll just leave it at that. All right. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, I was just wondering. So the goal of your show tonight was to go deep on Epstein or Maxwell, or because we could still go there. I mean, I don't know much about him, but I know that the Secretary of Commerce was also Epstein's neighbor. Trump's, I was thinking today, Trump has more in his first administration and this current administration. He's got more people they're not even on the list. These are neighbors with pictures and all that. With Jeffrey Epstein, then I would say Obama, maybe even Clinton and Biden combined. Trump literally has like a who's who Epstein people, his lawyer, his Secretary of Commerce, who was also the neighbor of Jeffrey Epstein. So this whole idea that he's going to be exposing anybody blows my mind. And then if you go to Atwood, he never goes at Trump on this. Trump has more connections than Bill Clinton when it comes to Epstein, is what I'm getting at. Bill Clinton doesn't have Epstein's lawyers. You know what I mean? He's not in a million pictures with Epstein. So, and I talked about this. You got Trump and Diddy. You got Trump and Russell Simmons. You got Trump and Robert Maxwell, who introduced him to Epstein. You got Trump and Ghislaine. You got RFK and Trump and Epstein. You got, when Trump was hanging with Epstein, he was also hanging with Clinton. You know what I mean? The Cuomos, they're all connected. Trump is so deep into the Epstein thing. It just blows my mind that nobody except for you, Whitney Webb, John Brissom, go deep on the Trump connection to it all, because it doesn't even matter what Clinton's connection is. He's dead politically. They're never going to probably be in power again, maybe behind the scenes. Trump is the one currently in power. So he's the one that we currently need to look at. And everybody wants to talk about Hunter and his little laptop and the crack he's got. But Trump, literally, he's got people making policy right now that's affecting our pockets with these Epstein people. And he's got this Pam Bondi girl who, if she was a Democrat, they'd accuse her of drinking adrenochrome. But since she's a Republican, she's a white hat, I guess. I don't know. She's all for gun control. I was reading something that she somehow connected to Epstein and went easy on him or failed to go after him further. I forget exactly what it was, so I don't want to be quoted on that. Maybe I'm wrong. But she's got some kind of twisted connection to that too. So it just blows my mind that, people don't really, go on that side of the whole Epstein thing, So yeah. You got Roger Stone, Bannon. These guys are all connected to Epstein.
What's funny, bro? Instead of doing a show with Addy ads, I should have fucking just hit you up. Hella more shit, bro. That fucking loser. But I mean,
he half woke.
What's funny is that I only brought up the Shaun bullshit because that's what when I first started going down the Epstein shit, the Epstein rabbit hole, I was trying to find people that would give me information on Epstein. And the only one that was doing it was that I could find on YouTube anyways was Shaun Atwood. And I was like, man, this guy's cool. He's teaching me about Epstein. Unbeknownst to me, the motherfucker was just reading 3-day-old Daily Mail articles. It was nothing breaking news about it. And then, he was selling his story that he was in Arizona for dealing ecstasy. And when we exposed him, we found out he was just a meth head. He has in one of his in his criminal record, he has something to do with minors and doing meth. Make that what you will. This is the kind of shit I was trying to tell fucking Addy, but he's like, you're not gonna hurt me. Shaun is my ally. You fucking faggot. It's some bullshit. And again, that's why I called his ass a hypocrite. You talk shit about all these motherfuckers. You call them a grifter, him a grifter, and yet you're running cover for this fucking scumbag. Call me wrong, but I felt justified in calling him a hypocrite to his fucking face. I didn't do it online. I didn't do it privately. No, to your fucking face, bro. And he didn't like that. And that's what set it off. But going back to the Shaun Atwood, that's the reason I started bringing him up. It wasn't to have this heated moment, that people are going to clip out probably now. But I guess if people are going to clip it out, I might as well talk about the Shaun Atwood shit a little bit more, because it's all related to the Epstein situation. This is what launched me, because there's people that are saying, well, where did Weezy come from? It came from exposing Shaun Atwood. I exposed the motherfucker, and you know what? I'm gonna play a fucking video that should get thousands of views. I tried retweeting it in the past, and because I was shadow banned on Twitter, it didn't really get far. But now that people are actually liking and retweeting a lot of my shit, if you are listening right now, when I do this Shaun Atwood tweet, I would love you a millionfold if you retweeted it, not just like it, not only like it, but retweet it. Because retweet it, for people that don't know about Twitter, when you retweet something, when you like something, you just like it. It just shows up as a like. When you retweet it, it shows up on that person's timeline so their friends can see what they have retweeted. Therefore, you're putting it out to a bigger audience. So I wanted to expose Shaun Atwood. He got me removed off of YouTube, and I almost threw the towel when I got kicked off of YouTube. I almost said, fuck, maybe podcast isn't for me. I almost quit. And that's the reality of it. And I just kept persevering. I kept at it. And here we are all these years later. Now, some people that used to follow me for the Shaun Atwood crap, they only wanted me to cover Shaun Atwood. And then when I started covering conspiracy stuff, they stopped listening to me. Now, I'm only bringing this up because I was getting accused. Oh, well, you're a shill now. You don't talk about Shaun Atwood anymore. You talk about everything else, but you don't talk about Shaun Atwood. And that's what made you big. And how come you're not talking about it? People were saying that shit. And I go, look, I don't have a fucking reach anymore. That's why I don't want to talk about it. Most people probably don't care. However, it's dear to me because I lost epic times. I lost a fucking giant YouTube following because of this shit. I became a legend in the fucking UK. This is how fucking big. This is kind of why at the very beginning I started with Brian Harvey. That intro was by E17's Brian Harvey. He made me that intro. This fucking logo is just like the BHT. He made it for me. This is why I rock it. And people have asked me, oh, you stole Brian Harvey's logo. No, motherfucker. Brian Harvey made it for me. Me and Brian Harvey were homies. This is how big I became with the Shaun Atwood hashtag Daddygate thing. And I said, once I get a big reach, I'm coming after Shaun Atwood. Because once people start knowing who the fuck I am, motherfuckers are going to know about Shaun fucking Atwood. And so what I'm asking for you is if you follow me on Twitter, when I make this Shaun Atwood, I'm begging you, please like and retweet it. I want this fucking bitch to go viral. I've had a few clips already going viral, getting 20,000 views on some tweets. If I can get a 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 view viral clip on Shaun Atwood, y'all would make me the happiest man, because that's the motherfucker that took me down. You already know that I don't make money off of this shit. That would just give me like a self gratification that more people will know about that motherfucking grifter that losers like Addy Ads still run cover for. And it's not just Addy Ads, it's other people in our space. Unfortunately, people that I even respect are still running cover for this fucking loser.
Ryan Dawson, you one of them?
Like, Ryan Dawson is definitely one that runs cover for Shaun Atwood.
Atwood, a little Andrew Tate dick rider type, or does he ever promote them? Who? Or does Shaun Atwood ever?
I don't know. So for those,
Dana White right now, it's like they're all over my feed, the Tate brothers.
No, you know what's funny is that Shaun, I stopped listening to anything about Shaun for many years now. Now, when I was exposing him, I was watching him for this, getting clips. Look at this fucking, like, we had one clip where he's interviewing this woman that claims to had been abused when she was little, and you hear him breathing like making weird, creepy noises, like he's getting turned on in hearing this woman's abuse and torment. Like, that's fucking scummy ass behavior. But Addy Ad says no, he's a good guy because he's my ally. If that's your fucking ally, I mean, I got a bunch of other questions, you know what I'm saying? And let's see, maybe I could find that YouTube video. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, man? Maybe you become a homie of mine, and so while I hear your thoughts, I'm gonna pull up this YouTube video that I want to play. But you and I have become close, man. We communicate. We have twisted communications at times, but you got to know me, man. What are your thoughts? I think it's appropriate. We're talking Epstein. Shaun Atwood is what got me down this rabbit hole. I just had someone running cover and put his ass on blast for it. I don't think I want to continue it like I once was, but I think every now and then to let people know about this fucking scumbag, I think is what I need to do, man. What are your thoughts?
I think if Shaun did this to you, I'm sure he's done it to like a bunch of other people who are like just questioning truth. There's nothing wrong with the truth. I mean, even sometimes, a lot of times, the truth is going to lead you into some uncomfortable places. So you can't overlook things like that. So I think you called him out properly. I think that Shaun Atwood, just looking at the motherfucker, I mean, on the street level, he's got fucking creepy energy. He's a sexual deviant. I know he's done like freaky shit, like some Diddy type stuff. You know, he's got that energy about him. I can't say that. I mean, he's, you know, got no record, but he runs cover, it seems, like on like a Dawson level type of thing where they just call out everybody except the people that are currently in power. The Clintons are done. The Obamas, Biden, these are politically dead brands. The most active brand with the most power and the most ability to carry out the Great Reset is the Trump political brand.
I'm going to play this video. It's like 10 minutes long, but this is the one I want. If people want to clip this shit and put it on their Twitters, maybe people that follow me, like, what's the deal with Shaun Atwood? Like this fucking Addy Ads earlier. Oh, Shaun Atwood is a swell. He's okay. All right. Let's watch this video. It's 10 minutes and it kind of encapsulates everything. This was a follower of ours, Mr. Brett Gustav. Shout out to Brett. I don't know if he still watches anymore, but this guy fucking did a killer job. So we're going to mute each other. I'm going to mute myself and I want to let it roll.
I do not know any strategy which involves taking down a troll by using an abused woman in sexual positions and reenacting her abuse. That video where Callie is you and her are in a father-daughter play role, that first video, right? She's on her knees, she's in a submissive pose, she's undoing your flies. She actually appears to be pulling back your pants, Shaun. That is problematic for a lot of people because it's everything that you are opposed to. Hi, Daddy.
Not talking today, Daddy. Oh, I like being a good girl.
So the theory was that first video was actually a legit video of you and her engaged in a sex act, which had been leaked. And so the entire prank video was constructed to cover up that first one. What do you say to that?
Yeah, there's that theory, and there's a theory that the photos were found, and then we constructed all this.
Right.
Okay, so here's what I say about this. For 5 years, I was trafficking ecstasy, and the authorities were trying to catch me, and I eluded them. They only caught me when I was in retirement. Anything that was done in my house that ended up online would not be online without me knowing it and without me having a strategy for it.
I mean, you say that, and I understand you had a strategy for it, but coming from where I'm coming from, I do not know any strategy which involves taking down a troll by using an abused woman in sexual positions and reenacting her abuse.
And I agree, that does sound diabolical, and I take full responsibility for it. I don't want any of this blame to go on Callie. All the blame should go on me.
There is extremely graphic material on there. I don't need to tell you, which some people claim was taken in your flat, of her, engaged in sort of, masturbation, really, frankly. And people say that was taken on your sofa and that you videoed that.
I took some of the photos, and she had friends over who took some of the content as well.
I mean, it sounds mad, don't you?
Yes.
Errors of judgment that you've displayed throughout this is like astonishing to me. Like, I saw those photos, right? And of her where she's bending over, right? This is obscene. This is not okay that in your position you are doing stuff like this. I have to be straight with you, Shaun. You go into schools, you talk to people about these things. And again, that setup was really problematic for people. I think one of the problems is that, again, it's anybody who is dismissive about it, they have to take account what this actually means. No matter how strong or hard Callie may come over as being, we cannot forget that she has been prostituted, raped, beaten, she's autistic. This has all the hallmarks of everything of somebody being very vulnerable, extremely vulnerable.
Well, I've had a lot of people email me and say that they were so happy to see Callie go from the traumatized situation and the look of, shock and abuse that she had on her the first time I ever interviewed her. People are saying that they're happy that she's in a safe place now, and that she's laughing and she's got a smile on her face, and she seems to look much healthier.
Callie tried to kill herself at my place last night. I haven't slept, been worried sick, and I was in shock. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
I mean, I presume you've no plans to take down the prank video.
The problem with taking down the prank video now is it just remains, the actual leaked footage remains on the Trolls channel. So people will just see that. Because it's convincing, they'll think that's true. Whereas in the prank video, we show how we fabricated all those props and we completely staged those scenes. So by taking the prank video down now, we would be opening ourselves up for liability, I believe, whereby there's nothing out there that shows the construction of those videos.
The one video that didn't show the construction of, obviously, was when Callie was on her knees.
I'm not making excuses for what I did in my role in this, but perhaps it will be a mitigating circumstances from the perspective of the people who have said that I took advantage of a trafficked vulnerable person reenacting this, and it made them relive it, and it probably traumatized that person. I completely agree with that. Shouldn't have done it, and they are 100% right about that.
So, was it right that you slept with Callie the first day that you interviewed her and then got her into bed within like 2 hours? Is that right? Because he's supposed to be there helping me. Yeah, he's not supposed to be trying to get into my pants.
Have I ever asked you to dress up in anything inappropriate or infantile?
No.
Have I ever asked you to say those words you said on that video?
No.
Have I ever asked you to do drugs?
No.
Have I ever trafficked you?
No.
Okay, so...
You kept money safe for me because I asked you to, but you haven't.
What else have the trolls accused me of doing with you? Can you remember anything?
Well, come on, it's my memory. It don't work like that, does it? I'll come back to you tomorrow with the answer.
I lost everything. I was share screening that video. That was Daddygate, y'all. Let me see. And it screwed up my whole thing. Hashtag Daddygate. So you guys hear me talk about it if you've been following me for a while. This is why I talk about it. It was fucking huge, man. This is what put me onto the scene. Like if anyone's like, oh, well, where did Weezy come from and all this fucking bullshit? That's where, from exposing this shit. And so that video says this video was done years ago after I got banned off. We were trying to get the word out. And one of the things that bugged me about Daddygate was we would do these live streams, have like 600 people on the fucking show exposing Shaun Atwood. But then when I asked people, please retweet and like this hashtag Daddygate, no one ever fucking did anything. They love to hear me talk shit on the fucking YouTube streams. They did that shit. But when it's time to put a call to action, no one did shit. And so that was partially the reason why I stopped doing fucking Shaun Atwood shit. I was like, man, fuck y'all. If you I'm doing all this fucking work. And for the new people, obviously you didn't know me then, so it's not towards y'all. This is for like the people back then that wasn't helping us do shit. But what you guys don't understand is I interviewed Callie Diamond. Go to, I think it's podcast 56, or just put in Callie Diamond interview. That chick, I talked to her. Now, I don't think she's telling the whole truth in that. I think she was bullshitting me a lot of the time. She was talking about doing, and it's explicit, so if you, if you get offended easily, she goes hard in the, I want to say hard in the taint, but hard in the paint.